After watching, you're gonna triangle choke some people. It's gonna be great. Oh, was my partner just fixing his hair? Capture the head and arm. We keep the posture broken. We pass over the arm. We make the angle. We lock the triangle. And we apply extra pressure. And this is actually a move in my mounted triangle BJJ Fanatics video that's always linked below. This is literally a move that, because it happens so much rolling, I only put the stuff that like happens rolling in the video. All right, let's go to the next section. From here, I'm capturing the back of the head and one arm, one hand, and shoving it between my legs. Pull the head and arm into the legs. It also works off of, if you have one hand, if you're rolling gi, and you put one hand in the collar, when they go to strip the collar grip, they automatically put their hand there, and that's a perfect time to capture the head and arm. We have a little test for you, pop quiz hotshot. Can you spot my mistake from the brief overview that we went over like a minute ago? It just happened. Anytime that you're rolling, okay, and you try something and it doesn't work, I typically make a little check mark in my brain of like why something failed as it's happening. And let me tell you, posturing, a big person, especially if they have a long torso and they're strong, when I have the top lock, meaning the head and arm locked in from the move that we just saw, the primary thing that happens is that they posture up, okay? This is the number one way that I lose triangles, especially against bigger people. So we want to make sure this doesn't happen to you. It was harder for me to get a triangle on them. I got them in a triangle choke using this. You can bridge up to get the arm over, but the problem is when I bridge my hips up and I let go of the head, that is the moment that movement actually encourages them to posture up because my hips are pushing against their torso. So the mistake, oh, that was my ring, sorry. The mistake that I make most frequently is letting go of the head during any point during the triangle. Another game-changing tip is to lock. Take a look at my right leg. Do you see how I go over the shoulder when I lock? This makes it insanely tight. Before I would put my inner thigh, like I would be pressing against your shoulder with the inner thigh, putting the lock, your leg over the shoulder, makes this insanely tighter. Do you see this movement that I'm doing right here? I'm bridging with the hand to the back of the head to tighten the choke. What this does is you're pushing them away with your bridge as you're pulling in, and you can feel the tightness. This causes your thighs to press against their arteries with more force. When you get your locked triangle, angle your feet away. And what this does is this decreases the area within your triangle. Okay, should I do a demonstration here? All right, like look at the size of the triangle now versus now. It's like this versus that, this versus that. All the triangles that I've ever done since 2016, oh, obviously I wasn't getting triangles rolling as a white belt right out of the gate, but you get what I mean. From all those years, the number one way people, besides posturing up, once I have their head and arm and I have it locked in, people will try to stack. And I actually have had like an injury because I was stacked so hard and couldn't get out of it because he had all of his weight on me just like driving down. So this not only is going to be a counter so you can finish, but this is also huge for injury prevention anytime that you get stacked. The shoulder walk allows you to travel backward. So even though they're driving into you, you can still shimmy your way backward. And then on top of that, when you press against their head, the top of their head, the body does not like to have its spine pressed together. And when you push on the top of their head, that decreases the force of their drive forward because their body does not want to drive their spine into compression. So here, this is a great example of a shoulder walk, and he even cut an angle, and you see how it was a sweep as well. When you bring your calf over their shoulder blades, that helps to get you a leverage point near their head that breaks their posture. So think about where your calf is, and you want that high up, basically on the back of their neck. Locking their arm and back of your thigh is super common here. I'm doing reactions based on resistance level. So if they don't have their hands clasped together in the back of your thigh and you see an opening, you can underhook it and basically do a reverse armbar, and they will not want to get armbarred, so they will cross the arm in front of them. So you're basically threatening an armbar, and their reaction to defend the armbar is what gets the arm across. And that's if it's a loose grip. They tuck the arm further down so you can't scoop it easily. Here, do you see how I changed the lock? That way I could get a better angle to get the arm. And from here you can do the reverse armbar, or you could also do a Kimura, and then from there readjust to triangle back with the locking side by the armpit of the arm that you have captured. Okay, this is super common. Another is when they frame their forearm like on your hip. This works. They frame the forearm and they usually get really, really heavy, and it's really hard for you to like pull it across or even bridge. Those little movements, it works. Like, it's almost like the vibration of it is what loosens it. Like, think of a nut or a bolt. And anytime that you have vibration, it makes things become loose. And then like centimeter by centimeter, you can like shimmy it across if you just keep on bridging. And it works, especially with the Y grip. Like, I literally used this the other day. Oh yeah, I want you to see this because Jeremy is super strong. So look how he even makes the angle by pressing his foot on the shoulder. And he just did a Kimura there because sometimes when they clasp their hands together, it's like a death grip. So here's a Kimura. I'll replay some of the reps, and this is really good for you to look to see what's being done from everything that you just learned, because mental envisioning what you're going to do mental reps really count, because when we learn something and we do it over and over and over again, Jiu-jitsu literally becomes a part of you because it gets wired into your subconscious. Like one of my MMA fights, I was half conscious and I was still doing Jiu-jitsu. Like it's, you know how when you get to a point where your body just does things without you even thinking about it? It's because it's like subconsciously ingrained. So mental reps matter. Like think about what you do, and you know, for me, I'm like, I am keeping my hand on the back of their head the whole time. The whole time. Me, I'm like, I am keeping my hand on the back of their head the whole time. The whole time.
Of creation, we the generation. Tell me why. Try to break tribulation. Alright. Movement of your people. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright.
This works. Anytime that you have vibration, it makes things become loose. And then like centimeter by centimeter, you can like shimmy it across if you just...
I gotta care.
watching. You're doing great. Keep it up. You're getting better every day. You know, it's like a tree growing. It's hard. It's hard day by day to see the growth, but it happens. It's happening right now. You're already better. You're already better. All right. Love you. Bye.